Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to take you through a Rights of Nature 101. I know the title of my video is Rights of Nature for Dummies, but believe me, I don't think you're a dummy at all if you don't know anything about this concept. After today's video, you will have a basic understanding of the rights of nature. Let's get started. Why would nature need rights? As I explained in my previous video, we are in the middle of a big ecological crisis. The answer to this crisis is of course multifaceted, but law could certainly contribute to the better protection of the earth. Now, the rights of nature is basically a recognition that nature has certain rights, just like we humans have certain rights. And right now, in our current systems, nature is often regarded as property or as an object to exploit for human gain. With the rights of nature, we envision a transition where nature would gain an independent legal status with certain rights, and this is often in the form of legal personhood. Now, there are quite a few reasons why countries have adopted the rights of nature. We have, for example, seen cultural, colonial, even religious reasons, and in the last few years an increase in environmental reasons, where the rights of nature could potentially present a better form of nature protection. Now you might wonder, what rights would nature get? In legal terms, we have the procedural aspects, which means that, for example, nature could appear in court through its human guardians, or substantive rights. And substantive rights are, for example, as a human, I have a right to housing, but a river might have the right to be free from pollution. So those are real material rights. Now you might wonder, how are those rights enforced? Well, for the rights of nature, we often see a construction of human guardianship. Humans acting on behalf of nature. Hence we say nature gets a voice in our human systems. Now, these human guardians could, for example, appear in court, arguing on behalf of nature, but generally they're always taken in decisions where the rights of nature might be affected. For example, the Wangwani River in New Zealand has legal personhood since 2017, and for this river a guardian construction was set up consisting of local Maori tribe representatives and people from the Crown, the government. And together they can act and speak on behalf of the river. This brings up the fundamental question, what is nature? I think I could dedicate a whole other video to a question like that, but for now let's look at the rights of nature examples around the world to see what nature implies. The first example is Ecuador. It's usually considered as one of the pioneers in the rights of nature movement, and here we're talking about the rights of Pachamama, Mother Earth as a whole. And those rights are enshrined in the Constitution. Ecuador is the only country in the world so far that has recognized the rights of nature in its constitution. The second example is the Wangwani River in New Zealand that we just talked about. And New Zealand has also recognized the legal personhood of a mountain and of a former national park. So here you can already see that it's either nature or Mother Earth as a whole that has certain rights, or it's specific nature entities. And the last example is the rights of wild rice, one of my favorites, because so far this is the only example of a certain plant species that has rights. And these rights were recognized by the White Earth Band of Ojibwe. Now, I know you might think this all sounds wonderful, but why would nature need rights? It's about a transition. Our current environmental systems are very anthropocentric, which means that everything revolves around humans. We treat nature as property, something for us humans to exploit, whereas really in these times we need to move to ecocentric systems that recognize that we humans are part of nature, we're all interconnected, and we need to put the well-being of the earth central in our law systems. Thank you so much for watching again. I hope you gained a basic understanding of the rights of nature. At least you'll hopefully be able to tell your parents and your friends and your family what the rights of nature entails. I know a lot of questions have to be remaining. I'll dedicate other videos to the history of the rights of nature and the more specific details. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and see you next time.